Hello everybody and welcome once again to my YouTube channel. Please remember to stay safe. If you must go out, please go out with your face mask and your hand sanitizer. Please also like, subscribe and comment as well in the comment section. Also share with everybody around you. Just keep sharing. Thank you. So today I'll be talking about something very interesting. I woke up to something that's trending, or that's still trending on Twitter at the time I'm shooting this making this video. It's still trending on Twitter. It's about a certain guy called Kunle and his girlfriend. Is she still the girlfriend? No, I think they must have broken up by now. So basically, the girlfriend came online. She sent a message to one of these blog sites stating her story and how Kunle jilted her and all of that. I'll just read up the story. While I'm reading it, I'll shall leave the her post somewhere here so that you can follow up. Please post. So I'm trying to read her message to one of these blog posts, or one of these blog sites rather. Please post. I have been a quiet girl, but not this time around. I have been with this guy since childhood. I pursued all my suitors because I thought he was serious about his marriage proposal. Each time I took in, he would tell me to abort, that he is not yet capable of starting a family. I am in my early 30s and he is in his late 20s. When I got to know that I senior him with 4 years, he said age is not a problem. I have done several abortions for him. I lost count on the 28th. At a point, I nearly died in one of the abortions. I told him I am walking out of the relationship. He went and bought 500 naira ring and engaged me. It's been 3 years. I have been wearing that ring. Each dodging, he later agreed and we fixed dates for introduction. My people invited some family and friends and cooked food. On that day, his phones were switched off. After 2 days, his number went through and he claimed his parents said he can't marry a woman that is his senior. The same excuse he said doesn't matter years ago. Kunle, if you know run mad, call me a bastard. I will tell you I am from Bayelsa. Please post. He's following your page and he will see it. He blocked me and I can't reach him. If you need his handle, I will send it for you to tag him. I just don't want nature to find me guilty of not pre-warning things. So I'm going to be analyzing this story, if it's really true, because it's really difficult for me to comprehend and understand why someone would actually go through this whole mess. But I'll just analyze it as she sends the message. First and foremost, she says she's a quiet girl. Being a quiet girl doesn't mean you're stupid and shouldn't know your left from your right. Being a quiet girl doesn't mean you should be a fool to somebody. Being a quiet girl doesn't make you desperate. Being a quiet girl doesn't make you stupid. So being a quiet girl is not an excuse at all. So you've been dating this guy and you've had minimum of 28 abortions. First and foremost, let me assume that you started dating this guy at the age of 18. Since you said you started dating right from childhood, 18 years, that was when you started dating the guy, and he's senior by 4 years. So let's assume the guy was 14 years when you were 18 years and you started the relationship. So at 14 years, when he was 14 years, you were 18 years. I'm just trying to be realistic here, really. So let's say at that 18 years, you had 2 abortions. So between 31 and let's assume currently you're 31 years, between 31 and 18 years, that's about 13 years. So let's assume in 13 years you had 2 abortions yearly, like in every year you had 2 abortions. Even with that, so that's 26 abortions. So there are some years you even had 3 abortions, there are some years you had 4 abortions, which I don't understand why a lady would actually do such a thing. Were you under a spell or something? Like what was he telling you really that made you stay for 13 years? I'm assuming you started this relationship at 18 years and then right now you're 31. It could even be more than 18 years. What was he really telling you that you took in for 28 good times? 28 times. Is it that you did not know there's something called protection? Is it that you could not use control pills? There are so many questions that are coming through my head that I'm wondering if you did not know. Because from what she has stated here, this person does not look like an illiterate. Her English is quite okay. So I don't think she's an illiterate. I don't think she's she doesn't know what she's doing. She knows what she's doing. If it's an illiterate, and then you cannot understand, okay, maybe she did not know certain things. Or did she give it to someone to compose this letter? I don't really understand. 28 abortions for a guy. When you're under a spell, really, I'm trying to understand. Was he giving you money? Were you after his money? Like, what exactly did you say in this particular guy that made you go under the knife or whatever for 28 good times, minimum of 28 times? Did you even think of your life? Did you think of, oh, what will my family think if this thing doesn't come true? And you even mentioned it that you almost lost your life in one of the incidents, and you still went ahead, continue having abortion for you, kept on opening your legs for him. He's not the one going through the pains. And to me, this story doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. Like, I know people, when I read certain things about the body type, even when you're even in you're menstruating and all of that, there are sometimes your hormones will just throw you up. Like, everything around you would be irritating. Like, you don't have, how would I put it now? You're not eager to do certain things around you irritates you. That is when you're even menstruating. Then let alone you went to do abortion, 1, 2, 3, you counted up to 28 times, you're still having abortion. Is it that your body, you were not irritated by him? You didn't go through any psychological problem? You did not, like, I'm trying to understand how your kind of person, really, I'm trying to understand your kind of person that you would allow a guy treat you like, you should. Personally, I think you're the one that treated yourself badly. You gave the guy your body to just use it as he wishes. Like, why couldn't, even if he said he didn't want to use a condom, for crying out loud, there are female condoms. Okay, even if you didn't even want to use, both of you didn't want to use, didn't want to use a condom. There are so many things. Maybe you can go take pills. There are so many pills out there you should have taken. Why would you? 28, for crying out loud. I'm not 2, not 8, 28. Girl, what were you even thinking? I'm trying to understand what would have made you do such a thing. The only thing that can make me understand this is if you were under a spell. But if you're not under a spell, then you need to be checked. Like, you need to be checked really, really well. I don't think you're actually normal to do 28 abortions for one particular guy. You were in a relationship for 13 years. Minimum of 13 years, I had 28 abortions, and haba, girl, what were you even thinking? What is really your problem? Is it money that was he funding? I don't understand. I'm trying to really understand what would have made you do such a thing. Then you now go ahead. You even drove away suitors that were maybe serious suitors, all because of a guy that made you 28. Then he now goes ahead to buy you a 500 naira engagement ring. Well, when you say 500 naira engagement, I don't know. How did you know it is 500 naira? Or are you just trying to bring this guy down by saying 500? Whatever the worth of the ring is, 500, and you still wore that ring for 3 years. So he engaged you, became Lord of the Rings for 3 years because of you wanted to marry him. You know, most ladies actually think that this marriage thing is a do or die affair. If I don't get married, oh, the world will end. Or if I don't get married, my life is not complete. Or if I don't get married, I am not a fulfilled person. I don't know why. Well, I will not say I don't know why we actually do that, because most times the society have actually made it seem like if you are not married, you're not fulfilled and there is nothing good about your life. That is what the society has actually made so many people believe. But it's now left to you as an individual to tell the society, yes, this is what people think, but this is not what I think of myself. I am a very fulfilled person. Because I am not yet married doesn't mean I'm not a fulfilled person. I have achieved so and so things which I know so many people, whether married or not married, have not achieved, and that is a great achievement. So I don't know why you should actually go through such. So moving on to the next point, she now said they fixed a date for introduction. Okay, when you fixed the date for introduction, was his family not involved in this whole introduction thing? Because I know in Southeast, where I'm from, you don't just fix introduction like that. Like, you don't just fix introduction date like that, because the two families will have to sit together and agree on the date of the introduction. So you people, your family cooked food, invited people, and then on the day of the introduction, he did not show up. Have you seen his family before? Have you met any of his family members before? I really want to know. Like, everything doesn't just add up. To me, you were under a spell. because this kind of foolishness, it is beyond comprehension. Like, you cannot be foolish and stupid at the same time. So his phones went off, and after 2 days, he now switches on his phone again, and then he now tells you, oh, his family is saying that he cannot marry someone who is 4 years older than him. And then you now go ahead to say that, Kunle, you're if you don't run mad, you're a bastard. Sister, first and foremost, I think you're the one that will run mad first. Because if those 28 children come together and sit on your case, trust me, you will run mad. Like, how can you kill 28 children? Minimum of 28 children. So if those children should actually come together, the blood you've wasted, if they should actually come together and come on you, you will actually run mad. You know, Twitter can be very funny. I saw someone's post who said, if it was Nollywood, by now the children will be crying all over. And that's the truth. Like, how can you just take away 28 children because you feel you have the right to take away 28 children? Not like you were raped. You were not raped. If you were raped, it's understandable, but you were not raped. You did this thing yourself. You enjoyed the whole process, and then at the end of the day, you go and kill 28 people, 28 children. You don't know whether these children were people or were sent by God to come and help this world. You don't know whether these children maybe would have been the one to help with this whole virus thing and all of that. You just went ahead and killed 28 children, and then you're now saying if you don't run mad, they should call you a bastard. I think first and foremost, you're the one that might run mad if you are not very careful. Yes, you will run mad. Like, it's not understandable. I can't comprehend why you would actually do such a thing. Then moving on from the girl, I'm still going to go back on that to her case, but moving on from the lady now, let me go to the guys. Guys, you know, sometimes you think it's the lady that is losing in the long run, but the truth is there's something called karma. Karma is a bitch. It might not happen to you, but trust me, it will happen to someone that is very close to you. It might happen to your daughter. And the funny thing that your daughter might be the only daughter you have, and you love her and cherish her so much, but she will go through a whole lot of heartache that you yourself, you will sit down and cry for her. And that might be at your old age, when you do not even have the strength anymore to even plead for forgiveness and all of that. You just keep, how will you just treat a woman like that? Okay, you knew that, I'm very sure you know the kind of family you're coming from. I'm very sure you know that your family might not have allowed you marry someone that's older than you. I'm very sure again that you did not even have plans of marrying this girl in the first place. You still went ahead. Impregnate, that you could not control yourself. Even if you must do, they do. You couldn't control yourself and maybe pull out at the peak, or when you're at the peak, or you couldn't use protection, or you couldn't even force her to take contraceptive after everything you have done. You allowed her take in, and each time she takes in, you tell her to go and abort it. What if she died in the process of that abortion? What will you do? What will you tell her family? There are some families that if the girl is doing abortion and she dies, you're going to marry the dead body. Did you even think about that in the first place? No, you did not think about that. You felt, oh, you can get away with anything. There's something called karma. It's a bitch. Like, you cannot do certain things and just think you'll get away with it. It will haunt you. Maybe not now, maybe not next year, but in years to come, it will haunt you. So going back to these ladies, see, respect your body, respect yourself. No man is worth you disrespecting yourself for. Marriage is not by force, and even if marriage is by force, there are billions and billions of men out there who will love you for who you are. Don't go after, oh, because he has money, he's my Mr. Perfect, he's my Mr. Right, he suits all, or he ticks all my buttons, all the qualities of a guy I need, so therefore I can go ahead and marry him. He's the one sent to me by God. He's sent to you by God, but he's mistreating you. He's not treating you right. See, God will not give you anything that will hurt you. That is just the truth. God will never ever in this life give you something that will hurt you. He doesn't like to see his children suffer. He will never want to see his children suffer. So there's no way you come and tell me, oh, or my pastor said he's the one, therefore since he's the one, let him keep abusing me. One day God will touch him. God does not work like that. God does not operate like that. So let's actually have some sense. Like, let's put our senses in order. Like, this is really annoying to read. Forget the fact that yes, it doesn't really look true, but let's assume it is even true. Why would you put yourself in such a situation where a man would abuse your body, abuse you physically, mentally? What the hell? 28? Ladies, please, we can do better than this. Like, we can seriously do better than this. Let's stop all this. We must get married. We must get married. We must get married, and then we go through unnecessary pressure. We go through unnecessary pains because we must get married. There are so many men out there. Even if he doesn't really suit your kind of man, nobody is 100% perfect. You get married to him, as far as he's godly enough, you know, okay, you can talk to God, or God has said this is the person for you. You know, God can never give you anything that is not good for you. That is just the truth about it. If God says he's the one for you and his behavior or he doesn't meet 100% of your criteria or things you need in a man, with time he will meet it. Just give him time. Pray to God about it. You cannot be going through all this kind of, oh, I must get married, I must get married. You date a guy for 13 years. Or why would you even be dating a guy for 13 years in the first place? And he's not yet ready. Then when will he be ready? When will he be ready if he's not yet ready after 13 years? After 13 years, then you're still having an abortion on top of it. Then when will he now be ready? You think he will even want to even marry you? You think he will not even be saying, is this girl's womb still good? How will I marry this one that has had 28 abortions from me? Will she still be able to give me children? Do you think men are stupid? Men, they use their senses. Like, we are the ones that actually allow our emotions to be cloud us. But men see, when it comes to this thing called relationship, emotions, and love, it's men that will sit down, they'll bring pen and paper, they'll calculate it. Oh, if I marry this girl, what will I benefit from her? If I marry this girl, can she give me this? But we women, no, we don't used to think like that. What we're after is, oh, let's just be Mrs. Let's just have a ring in our finger, and that is just all. Then when we get into the marriage, we now see certain things that are not supposed to be. And then we now start crying, we now start wailing, start complaining bitterly. Yes, no marriage is perfect, but at least there are certain things that shouldn't be condoned. Okay, if you marry this guy, let's assume you even marry this guy. How do you think he will treat you in marriage? How do you think he will treat you in marriage? Please, please, ladies, we can do better than this. Like, we can seriously do better than this. Thank you once again. I know I've really ran this. When I read this thing this morning, it really pissed me off. And coupled with the fact again that I also saw a video on Instablog of a husband and wife that were quarreling because of $300. It really touched me because most times we see this marriage thing as, oh, marriage, but there's so many things that goes on in marriage that you wouldn't like. So why would you want to marry somebody that would make you bitter all the time? Why would you now want to just rush into marriage and then every day you are always fighting in front of your kids, for that matter? That's even the one that blows my mind. When they were even having that argument, the daughter was there crying. Even if you must have, see, every relationship, even between you and your brother, between you and your parents, people always have misunderstanding, let alone someone you don't even know, someone that has a different upbringing and you that have a different definitely there will always be that misunderstanding. But the ability to learn how to control yourself, the ability to know when to say things, where to say things as well. You don't just come in front of children and start calling your husband a devil or calling your wife stupid and all of that. Then how do you expect those children to respect their mother? Or how do you expect those children to respect their father when in front of them they're already seeing you calling the man that is their father a devil or calling their mother stupid? Like, how do you expect children to actually respect their parents? I know the funny thing again is that most parents do not even realize this, that the things they do in front of these children actually affect them when they get older. Most parents do not even understand this. You're very violent in your relationship. It gets to the child. When a child starts dating, it begins to affect that child. Anything that child's partners are doing, it's unconsciously, the funny thing, it's an unconscious thing, unconsciously affects the way he or she treats her partner. And that's how we go around messing up the world at large. We should do better, please. Let's learn to do better. All this starts from relationship stage. Nobody is perfect, yes, but there are certain things that shouldn't be tolerated in relationships. Thank you. Please, I've ranted enough. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please, I also want you to leave your thoughts on this whole issue of what I just read. I'm going to leave the story up so that you can also read. I want to hear your own thoughts on this. Like, I want to really know what you have to say. Hope you have a nice day. Have a lovely day ahead and take care of yourself. Bye. Please stay safe as always. Have yourself a lovely day again. Bye-bye.